The son of the Demon King, raised by the god of Earth with Goku as his brother, has become the protector of the entire 7th universe. He has become an apprentice Kai, an apprentice, a master, and God himself. Join me as today we close the book of What If Kami Raised Piccolo with its last chapter. Let's get into the finale. Where we left off, the Universe 6 tournament had just finished, but there was no Goku Black Saga or any type of evil threat in the future or the present at that time. Zamasu was a good friend of Piccolo's. They met through their Kai training and bonded. Getting to know Piccolo helped Zamasu realize that while morals are flawed, they can evolve and grow as Piccolo did. Ironically enough, that's what he ended up doing. But that leaves us with the Tournament of Power. This was an especially tough arc to create, and I had writer's block for a while. But I got it together and managed to create a sensible team. Throughout the series, we've had the heroes, the villains, and the anonymous. This universe's Piccolo put all of them together to form a team. Piccolo knew the threat of Zeno, but Goku betrayed their trust and friendship by going to him directly and asking for something that could have destroyed all of them. And now it just might. Piccolo's angered, but he knows he has to put it aside for the fight to come. He can deal with Goku later, but this is a threat for now and they need to make a team. Already we have the Z fighters of this What If. While not as many, they are surely much stronger. We have Goku, Gohan, Tien, Piccolo, Krillin, and Yamcha. Piccolo's satisfied with the number of people he found just on Earth to suit the team, but now they have to look off-world and other places. However, he does note that aside from Goku and Gohan and him, even though the humans have Kaioken, they aren't anywhere near his power, which is a problem. He sends the three in the time chamber for at least a day in their world and a year in the room to improve Kaioken and further improve their abilities as well as power. With Whis' help, they're able to locate Saiyans that are still alive to put on their team as well. I know it seems like I've been putting Broly and Tarbell in my recent What Ifs a lot, but it fits in, so I don't really see why not. Broly's an obvious pick, and they notice Paragus is old, so he won't count as a member on the team. But they also find Tarbell, who turns out to be the brother of Vegeta. They roll with it because they need all the help they can get. And he also suggests as captain that Goku and Whis stay behind to look for more fighters, while he uses the Kai Kai to get to the Saiyans and bring them to Earth. Piccolo heads to Vampa, straight on Paragus' signature, and Broly's. He explains the situation to them. Like I've said, Paragus would do anything to get off the planet, so he just agrees with any conditions they have. He uses his clothes beam to put new clothes on both of them, and then teleports them to Earth, instructing Gohan to take Broly into the time chamber and train with him. Bulma sends in a ton of capsules to refill the food in the time chamber, so that's covered. Tarbell is the next stop, and with his family being at risk, he joins the group. Piccolo seems like a trustable person, so that helps. Like the others, he too was sent to the time chamber. Piccolo heads to Goku and Whis for any new fighters, but unfortunately they only found one. A man named Granola on a faraway planet named Cereal. Unfortunately, it seems that he hates the Saiyan race, so that's a problem. Except Piccolo just lets everyone know not to mention they're Saiyans, so Granola can be trusted. And if he does go rogue, they can just return him and find new contestants, as they do have over a day left. Piccolo goes and discovers Granola with Monaido, who he's shocked to see. Another Namekian? Piccolo had no idea there were any other survivors aside from the ones on Namek who Guru made. He doesn't know who this is. We don't know much of Monaido. All we know is that he was one of the Namekians that got scattered during Planet Namek's eradication from the Flood. He might not know if any Namekians are still out there. If so, then Monaido is informed of Namek's survival, and this information builds a trust within them. Piccolo relays the information of the tournament, Zeno, and the erasure of everything. Granola thinks in his head that he'll never get his revenge if he's erased. So with that and the help of Monaido's persuasiveness, he joins the team. Little did he know, Piccolo read his mind and is shocked to discover the hatred within him. Before they head back though, and this isn't exact, but Piccolo might reveal the Saiyans didn't destroy his planet. But I think he would also get a look from Monaido and read his mind, knowing he shouldn't say anything for now. We don't know in the manga whether or not Monaido kept the secret from Granola on purpose yet, so let's just keep it under the wraps. With that done, they still need one more fighter, and they end up diving it down to someone from the other world. It ends up coming down to one of their past villains. Piccolo's struggling with this trust, but he knows that at this point they're nothing to him in power. They think Frieza's too weak, and don't know about his potential, so they don't even consider him. The most likely option is Cell, because he was a recent villain and rivaled with Gohan. With training and the proper motivation, he would help. So they go to the other world where Piccolo not only threatens his life, saying if he died again, he would just cease to exist, but also mentions that they will offer to revive him if he helps. Cell takes up on a deal and gets thrown in the time chamber. Now this might seem overpowered, but Piccolo is a smart and strategic fighter, so when the Elder Kai brings up unlocked potential with time as their only restriction, He gets an idea to take the Elder Kai in the time chamber and get the human's potential unlocked. He doesn't trust Cell, and they don't even know if it will work on him. Gohan has stronger power, as well as Broly, who's learning, and everyone else doesn't really count. They end up rolling with this because Piccolo will take any advantage they can get. The training goes well with Gohan and Broly growing a bond. Broly apes out and shows his Ikari form to Gohan, which ends up in Gohan getting slammed, but they work on meditation and such to help Broly control the power. It isn't perfect, but he's getting to the point where minimum control can happen. As for the humans, they enjoy their new ultimate forms and get a huge power increase. It wouldn't bring them up to Piccolo or Goku level, or even Gohan, but it's a huge improvement. Granola didn't train because Piccolo thought it might be bad for him to see Tarble because he has a tail. The others have a tail, but they're able to downplay it, but they're not sure if Tarble would. Goku and Granola train separately instead. As we know, Granola's base power isn't actually that powerful without the wish, weaker than even Frieza's, so Goku training with him works out and improves it. His main focus would be the techniques and his eye powers, which are his advantage. Oatmeal won't work because he's technology as far as we know, and that isn't allowed in the tournament, so they focus on increasing his Naruto powers. Tarble on the other hand also trains with Broly and Gohan. I think they would help him achieve at least Super Saiyan, but since they have a year, could also be up to Super Saiyan 2. That's the furthest I'm willing to go with him though. Enough preparation already, now let's get into the tournament. All the teams would mostly be the same, except I imagine that one of the fighters from Universe 10 would get replaced with Zamasu, as he knew Piccolo was going to be on the team. Considering Universe 10's team was pretty weak, Zamasu helps out as a powerhouse. Universe 7's fight would definitely go different, with Vegeta being replaced by Tarble. Tarble would probably end up in a fight against Kaba somewhere along the lines, where they both show off Super Saiyan. Kaba's power far exceeds Tarble's though, because he got that Universe 6 Saiyan juice. But the fight reaches a point to where Tarble has no choice but to ascend to the next level. He gets pushed to the edge of the ring and then sidesteps on Kaba, elbowing him down instead. In Super Saiyan 2, Tarble is basically even, and Kaba grows at a faster rate, so it doesn't last for long. Caulifla interferes and kicks Tarble out of the ring, except Piccolo grabs him using his arms and puts him back. The three go away for now. Tien and Krillin wouldn't get taken out the same way they did originally. They're way too strong to get caught off guard. Tien doesn't have to sacrifice himself. He and Yamcha together fight the two people reflecting Blast and manage to use rocks as an advantage. With their ultimate forms, the Blast do barely any damage as well as improving their strength and speed, so they defeat that group of fighters. Krillin ducked when Frost's tail comes for him and instead kicks him. Frost isn't able to escape Krillin because he stays on Frost. Krillin uses a solar flare and then a distraction Destructo Disc which Frost can't sense, so he jumps, but the disc cuts the floor below him. Krillin uses this chance to get above Frost and kick him down into the void, eliminating him. Goku would take on most of the same fights alongside Piccolo, who is still angry with him. They fight all of Universe 9 and take them out with little to no ease. Tarble recovers and Gohan and Broly take on Caulifla and Kale. Gohan fights Caulifla and he isn't like his father, so no teaching how to achieve further transformations like Super Saiyan 2. He fights her in Super Saiyan 1 and goes up the ranks himself to Super Saiyan 2 where he takes the advantage. Caulifla's on the losing foot, but Kale, who gets angered, achieves her legendary Super Saiyan form and crushes Gohan's skull along the floor. Broly gets angered seeing this and rushes in to save his friend. He and Kale get into a fight which leads to them spiraling through many rocks and eliminating fighters as they fight. Broly's on the losing foot, but he risks using Ikari to take Kale down. When Hit realizes Broly will win, he uses time skip to punch Broly towards Gohan, while Caulifla calms Kale down and they all escape. Goku takes on Jiren and that fight mostly goes the same. Goku goes through the ranks of the Super Saiyans before going all out in Blue Kaioken, where he and Jiren fight before the Spear Bomb, resulting in Goku achieving Ultra Instinct. Piccolo is watching this and is about to jump in to help Goku when Zamasu challenges him. Zamasu and Piccolo start a fight on the inside, and Zamasu knows he'll lose, but if this is how he goes, it's fine. They both have a friendly fight and Zamasu's power manages to take Piccolo to Super Saiyan God, but after that it's pretty easy to tell the winner. Piccolo sends a blast in his direction which Zamasu tries to push back with his own, but before long it reaches his hands and he can't seem to push it back, resulting in Universe 10 being erased. Goku's Ultra Instinct wears off, with Piccolo coming to his aid and healing him with his Yargadian ability. It takes on Jiren and Piccolo decides they need to stay far away from that fight. With Goku fully healed, the robot fighters aren't that big a deal, but Caulifla and Kale still approach him, resulting in that fight happening. By that time, the two of them alongside Cell fought the Pride Troopers and won, but Cell would turn on them and stab Caulifla, resulting in him gaining more power. He drained her. Kale went berserk and took down Cell, but as the fight went on, she got more calm and achieved her controlled state, which they managed to make Cell retreat with. Goku takes them on, eventually leading to them fusing into Kefla. As Goku and Kefla's fight goes, Cell appears behind her in the attack where she's supposed to get ahead of Goku. Distracted, Kefla doesn't notice and gets stabbed by Cell's tail. He sucks in all of Kefla's energy, supercharging him. Goku is saved and Kefla loses. But this does mean that Goku doesn't get Ultra Instinct for the second time. That's a big hit. Cell goes around and fights opponents. He takes down Disco from Universe 11 and other fighters from Universe 3, thinking androids should probably fight androids. He takes on Universe 3's robots. He has a huge advantage before they start to fuse and become Anilaza. The rest of Universe 7 rushes to hell, but Universe 4 takes the chances to get the advantage and lower Universe 7's number. In this fight, most of the humans are taken down. Piccolo tries to duplicate and fight Anilaza, but that doesn't end well for him, and he's taken down as well. Piccolo realizes what's going on with the mini-fighters, while Goku, Gohan, Cell, and Broly deal with Anilaza. He, Tarble, and Granola take care of Universe 4. Granola's eyes come into play here heavily. Without Oatmeal suppressing his eye, he uses it to the full capacity and easily spots all the fighters, shooting blasts at them where he bruises and exposes them heavily to where Piccolo or Tarble can take them out of the ring. They succeed in defeating Universe 4, and the other team finishes a beam struggle with Anilaza, winning. It's now up to Toppo and Jiren to defeat Universe 7. Toppo realizes he has no chance against all these fighters and uses the God Form from the start. He fights Cell, Broly, and Tarble while Piccolo, Goku, and Gohan take on Jiren. Jiren's still not going remotely towards his full power. The three fighters against him have perfect synergy in their attack, but soon Piccolo realizes it's not synergy they need, it's the synergy that they have that's giving Jiren an edge. They start using an array of techniques, and Piccolo uses Gigantfication and Duplication to confuse Jiren, while Goku and Gohan land significant blows. Piccolo is able to heal everyone, which plays a huge part in their win right now. On the other hand, Toppo has knocked out Tarble and is on the edge of defeating Cell and Broly, who are trying their best to defeat Toppo. Cell proposes that Broly hold him off while he tries to suck out Toppo's power. Broly agrees with the plan, remembering the effect it had on Kefla. He uses Ikari, but it's not enough to combat Toppo's Hakai. Broly gets engulfed, except he comes out even stronger and has a Super Saiyan. His power gets amplified a ton, and Toppo is on even footing with him at the moment. They go blow for blow before Broly goes at a rate Toppo can't even imagine. Broly cuffs Toppo with his elbows around him. Cell gets close and stabs Toppo in the neck, sucking out all the power. Toppo gets converted back to his normal form and tossed out. But now there's a new problem. Broly's losing it and he starts attacking Cell. Luckily, Cell's power-ups are enough to hold him off, but not for long. Granola has been taking cover far away, awaiting his chances, and sees it. He shoots a beam at Broly's jaw, giving enough of a distraction for Cell to knock him down and out. Broly's left with Granola for the time being, while Cell goes to fight Jiren. Jiren has gone mostly all out. He starts using everything in the book to take down the growing group of fighters. Seeing Cell coming rushing in without expecting Jiren to hit as hard as he does is an advantage, and he uses one of his full power strikes, knocking Cell out in one punch. Jiren sees Piccolo as a nuisance and knocks his giant form out with one punch. Piccolo's tinier forms grow right in front of Granola. He heals Broly because they really need him right now. They need as much power as they can get. Gohan and Goku are barely standing against him right now. Jiren takes down both of them and fires a Ki Blast to take them both out. Piccolo gets in front of it with himself and a giant form of him. He goes into Super Saiyan God Kaioken and tries to push him back, but it's not enough. He stretches out his arms and uses his giant form stretched arm too. He looks at Goku and Gohan and tells them to win for us. Piccolo takes in the blast, but he redirects it to the bottom of the ring with his giant form, making it explode the bottom. He falls down with it, knocking himself out. Gohan gets up and goes Super Saiyan Blue. Now here's the crazy thing. Gohan takes Vegeta space in this time, so he would be the one here to just out of nowhere think of Videl and Pan, allowing him to magically achieve a new transformation, which we all call Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. I know, right? Crazy. Broly steps in to help in going into Ikari and challenge Jiren together, while Granola stays his backup to attack with Ki attacks. Broly and Gohan are going punch to punch with Jiren, as he's pushed back towards the end of the arena. Granola blows up the floor from beneath him as he falls, but manages to get back up and jump behind Granola, punching him towards the edge of the ring. Broly catches him and Jiren fires a Ki Blast towards them, which they aren't able to push back. It overtakes all of them, but Goku shows up in the nick of time with Ultra Instinct on him. They launch a final attack towards Jiren with him in his awakened form. He kicks Granola out of the ring and lands devastating blows on Gohan and Broly, leaving the Ultra Instinct menace to deal with. It's only Goku's second time in the form though, so he won't unlock MUI at all. Therefore, he and Jiren go back and forth. A third party needs to do something. Gohan gives his energy to Broly and hides in the ring, telling Broly to go Super Saiyan. He's their last hope. Broly doesn't want to, but seeing as they might lose, he has no choice. Either everyone dies or he saves them. He goes for it, and with Goku, the two start to dominate over Jiren, launching a combined combo attack. Everyone cheers for them as they finally land their final punches on Jiren, falling out of the void with him. Gohan survives as the final person in the ring. Of course he's pure-hearted, so he would wish for all the universes to be restored. The group revives Cell as promised, return Granola and Tarble to their home worlds, and Broly and Paragus stay on Earth. We would now move on to the Moro arc. Piccolo and the group are all enjoying their time when the Galactic Patrol shows up on Earth. The group asks what they're here for, and Miras comes out explaining the Moro situation. Piccolo not only manages to sense Miras' ki, but also knows he's an angel, and also knows about Moro from the Namekian Book of Legends. He steps up. If they're gonna defeat Moro, he's the best chance they have. Piccolo's equipped in magic because of his training as a Kai. He decides not to out Miras as he realizes why Miras is undercover, and he appreciates that. They head to Namek where Moro is with Raspberry collecting the Dragon Balls. Piccolo can sense the destruction on Namek and realizes that they can't wait any longer. He uses the Kai Kai alongside Goku to get onto Namek. Gohan and Broly stayed behind as defense for Earth. They arrive on Namek and Piccolo instantly heads towards the power of Moro. Moro senses him on his way and gets prepared. He realizes this power heading towards him is immense, a great opportunity to get energy. Except it won't be that easy, or go how he wants to at all. Piccolo knows Force Spirit Fission, so any energy Moro tries to steal comes right back to him. Moro's magic is met by Piccolo's counter magic, which is what the Grand Kai used to originally fight Moro. Piccolo is just too powerful and too prepared for this fight. His overall strength exceeds Moro's, so there's nothing he can do to fight him. Eventually, Piccolo grabs hold of Moro, plummets him in the ground and uses Ki Blast to evaporate his face, acclaiming that for what he did to his fellow Namekians. Moro is defeated that easy. The prisoners aren't that hard to round up, even 7-3. The Granola arc won't entirely be avoided though. He still has his grudge with the Saiyans and no one's getting in the way of his bounties. But that's another story for another time. I hope you guys did enjoy this series. If you did, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate all the support this series has gotten and thank you so very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.